Hi, this is Jimmy Fallon, and you're watching In Studio with The Hollywood Reporter.
Welcome to LA.
Thank you, please.
This is so exciting.
I'm so excited about it. Thanks for having me. I love your double-breasted. You look great.
Thank you. Dressed up for you.
Yeah, I appreciate
You look
it.
great as well.
Thank you.
And I always, whenever I look at you, I just think New York.
Good.
But people might not remember is that you used to live in LA back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
So do you like coming back here? Do you have any favorite places? Do you like LA?
yeah.
Or are you one of those New Yorkers
very-
who's like?
No,
It's
it's very sentimental just coming into LA, and you go to LAX, and I remember I'd have nothing to do all day because hopefully I'd have a gig at the Improv at night. When you're a comedian, you don't have a day job. And so I'd work at night. So I'd just hang around all day and just walk up and down Venice. There was a cool record shop on Venice Boulevard. And I remember going there. I remember trying to smoke a cigarette for the first time. Because I just wasn't cool, and it's like I was like I had nothing to do, so I'm like, why not? I'll try smoking, it'll be cool. And so I bought one pack of cigarettes, and I put one cigarette in my mouth, and I was walking down Venice like by myself on my way to the record shop, and I just kind of let it just hang there on my lip. This is so me, and like the air just dried everything out, and so I wasn't even getting smoke out of it. Nothing. It was all kind of gross. And I went and pulled it off, and it stuck to my lip and ripped my lip open. I was bleeding, and I go, God, you gotta get your life together. What are you looking for? But I have so many great memories being here in LA. I remember going to Johnny Pastrami's, one of my favorite restaurants. There was a place called, it's on the way to Malibu. It was Patrick's Roadhouse.
Oh yeah.
If I was lucky enough to save enough money, I would go have brunch there on a Sunday and read papers with my roommate. And I had lots of roommates out here. I did stand-up at the Improv on Melrose. I took classes at the Groundlings. I remember going to Cantor's and writing comedy there and working on impressions here. It was like, there's so many spots that I can just drive by and be like, I remember I cried in that Carl's Jr. parking lot because I just got rejected for the 20th time. I'm like, I'm not going to make it in this business, man. It's tough.
Let's talk about this current season. It's, just trying to refresh my memory of all the guests you've had on. Just the season is really overwhelming. Do you have a favorite moment from this past year?
So it moves so fast. I mean, I really, it's a daily grind. You do 5 shows a week. Right now we're in the middle of an 8-week run. There's so many shows and so many bits that you don't even really remember. They're like, dude, you just did a bit with, Ariana Grande that it went viral. And I go, was that this week? They're like, yeah, that was Monday. I go, God, it feels like that was 2 weeks ago, but wow, it's great that it's doing well. And then you dress up as Bernie Sanders, and that thing went, they did well, and you go, oh, yeah, I do remember that kind of, because I remember getting in the hair and makeup. But that was a moment that kind of all things worked. I did Bernie Sanders' impression, doing his version of Old Town Road. So he was rapping about going to the Old Town Hall because I think CNN was having a town hall of all the Democrats running for president. So it was like 20 Democrats. And so I'm like, I'm going to talk to the people in the Old Town Hall. I'm going to tell them we don't need no wall. And like he was rapping to that beat, Lil Nas X. And we shot it in sepia tone, and kind of it worked. It was good, and in front of the audience, it was fun. But it's those moments. It's live, and it is New York, but it's very. It has to be very fresh and topical, or else, you do forget it. The more stuff you do.
Yeah, and it seems like there is a viral moment coming off of your show all the time. I mean, you mentioned Ariana Grande. You get people to do things that they don't do elsewhere. I mean, she doesn't really do a lot of interviews, but she spent a whole hour with you.
Yeah.
And how do you come up with the bits that you do, especially with somebody like Ariana?
I think it comes from enjoying the guests, and enjoying talking to people and interviewing people. And I love pop culture, and I love Ariana Grande. I remember we had her on to perform, and I said, can we talk to her too? And they were like, do you want to talk? Hold on, he didn't really mean that. I'm like, you want to talk to Ariana Grande? I go, she's really funny. Have you seen like Sam and Cat? Like,
right.
She's great. So I think we were her first talk show, and she talked and just destroyed. She was so funny and charming, but then she so talented. She did all these impressions, and everyone was like, whoa, she's the real deal. And then I think SNL even saw that and it's like, we got to get her to host or be on, which is fun. I love watching people's careers grow because I've been doing this now for 10 years. So to see someone like Ariana Grande or Timothy Chalamet or even Chadwick Boseman, talk about his life change like that. Dude, he's Black Panther. I mean, wherever he goes, people do the Wakanda Forever. He's like, I get it. Can I just get a coffee?
Right.
Can I just get a Starbucks? I get it. Yes, Wakanda Forever. Yeah. I mean, it's a great thing to have, but I mean, it's so interesting to see them then and see them now. It's like, it's fascinating to me. I love it. Sometimes I see bands that they're brand new and they're playing on the show and they're so cool. And, their hair's in the front of their face, and then we're about to go on. Like, all right, we're on 5, 4, and I'll see like the lead singer and look at the drummer. It's like, The Tonight Show. Because I can see it from my desk where I can see them. Those are those moments you're like, yeah, they're just starting out. They're young. They're hungry. There's that energy, and it's rewarding.
Yeah. Well, and somebody else who I think had a moment on your show that went viral, and I watched personally probably 10 of those times, was Cardi B.
I was not prepared, nor I don't think nor many people prepared for Cardi B.
Yeah.
But again, that was one of those things. I've seen her in interviews, and I go, wow, she's really interesting. We are so different. We're two different people. But I'd love to. That interests me to get in there and have that interview and see how she talks in those and sound effects and things I've never heard before. Like she was going like, and I was like, okay. And I was answering back, and it exploded. I mean, that was Cardi Mania. Like, it was one of the things we didn't even prepare for. We just thought it'd be just a fun interview, and that went just crazy all over the place. And people were like, oh, I think she trademarked okr. Right. I mean, which I don't even know how to spell that.
Right.
How many R's are in okr?
Yeah.
But she trademarked it. I mean,
She
that's
should.
her thing. Yeah. But stuff like that, I love that, and it was great. And then we ended up having her back, and she co-hosted the show with us. We kind of, the fun thing about it too is like we try new different things every week. So whether it be someone's going to co-host the show with us, or Kevin Hart is going to co-host the whole show with us, or Cher, we'll do it and just see what happens. It's like you never know. You never know. It's nothing. You can plan everything. Dude, Cher was the best. I go, we're going to come out holding hands like Sonny and Cher, like they did for the variety show. And at the end, we were going to talk about something, then she was going to slap me and go, snap out of it, from Moonstruck. I love the scene with Nicolas Cage where he can't stop talking, and he wants to snap out of it. So great. She goes, I don't really want to slap you. I go, it doesn't matter. We can have fake. She goes, I like you. I don't want to be mean to you. I go, I know, but everyone understands it's a comedy show. She's like, well, maybe I'll slap you, but then I'll kiss you at the end and say, I love you. I go, whatever you feel like doing, fine. It's fun. Everyone gets it. It's a joke. Great. So right before we're about to go out, the spotlight's on the curtain. I'm holding Cher's hand. I go, hey, are you going to hug me after the slap? And she leaned over and she goes, I'm going to do whatever I want. I'm Cher. And then the curtain opened. I go, and when it came out, that was it. That was like,
pretty great.
That's pretty classic. I'm going to do whatever I want. I'm Cher. I go, that's true.
Well, it's amazing to hear you tell this story because you've had so many people on your show, big, huge stars like Cher. Is there somebody that maybe it was her, that makes you nervous, or did you ever get starstruck by anyone?
Yeah, I mean, Cher makes me nervous. I'm pretty nervous before every interview. I get a little butterfly because I don't know, even like, people I know, Ryan Reynolds will I go like, hey, because I want it to be a good interview. I want them to have fun. I'm like that. I think I don't know if it's a Irish Catholic thing or something, but I really want to please people, and I want to make them happy. I want to make them have the best time on my show and throw a really good party, so that when they leave, they go like, dude, we got to always do Jimmy's show. He's the best.
Yeah.
So I do get nervous, and I do prepare for my interviews, and we had this year we had a sketch with Bob Dylan, which I never thought would happen.
Wow.
And he's one of my idols, and we did a bit where I didn't even know. We've been asking him to do stuff for 10 years. He's always said no. And I heard that he likes the circus. So I pitched him this idea because the Big Apple Circus was in town. I go, maybe it's me and Bob. We go to the circus together. There's just two of us watch the circus. And then at the end, I stand up, I clap. And then I look down and Bob's not there. And I go, where's Bob? And then the ringmaster goes, she says, he was never here. And so it's very Twilight Zone-y. Then the camera zooms down, and there's 2 whiskey glasses. So maybe he was here. Anyways, long shot. We pitched him. Anyways, we hear back. Bob loves it. I go, He loves it? Fantastic. They go, he doesn't really even like the circus that much, but he likes your idea. I go, he doesn't like the circus? Like, that's the whole reason I thought of this idea. I heard a rumor that he likes it, but he's such a mysterious guy. He could not have been nicer and matched my energy. I went backstage to meet him, and he was like, hey, Jimmy, I got you a present, man. Open it up. No, I'll open it. No, you open it. That's your present, right? Go ahead. And I was like, that's how you act? Like, this is so cool. I was like, what? So I opened it up, and it was a poster of James Cagney, original, Warner Brothers, to White Heat, an original movie poster. And I go, James Cagney's my favorite actor. How'd you know that? And he goes, I had a feeling. He's just one of those magical, cool dudes. And we did like 3 takes. I go, I think we got it. He goes, I think we're good too. You want to do it again? And he goes, it's been my pleasure, Jim. I go, I love it. He called me Jim. The whole thing was great. He was wearing like a white blazer. He kind of floated off like an angel at the end. It was like, that guy's just great. And the bit turned out beautiful. But that was just this year as well. So we get to do all these different things. That's the fun of having a variety show.
Who's the next Bob Dylan? Who's somebody that you wanted to get on the show for years that you haven't been able to get yet?
We came close to having the Pope on the show.
Wow.
And I don't know how that would have went, but I think we pitched him beer pong or something. I don't know. There's something made him back out last second, but we were really close to having the Pope on. I'd love to talk to the Queen. I mean, they're like my 2 gets for right now that I really would love to have on, because I'm interested in both of them. I love the Queen so much. And I think we could have fun together. It doesn't have to be beer pong. It could be, virtual reality, Beat Saber, whatever. I could make it. She won't forget it, I'll tell you.
She won't forget it. No. I don't think we would either. Also, can we talk about the Obamas? I mean, they both have been on the show. Michelle, that was one of my favorite moments from the season, seeing her surprise those people in the elevator.
Surprise was with Michelle Obama. They've been so great to our show, and I've done like probably 4 or 5 sketches with the Obamas. I've been to the White House. I did, for her Let's Move campaign. I did like an Olympics around the White House, and like I was running around the West Wing in a potato sack. It was, crazy stuff. And she's just so much fun. So when her book came out, I'm like, let's do something really big. And we're trying to think of ideas. And I go, this is a good idea. It's called Elevator Surprise. So what happens is strangers get on the elevator at 30 Rock and NBC, and they're going to go to the top of the Rock, which is a beautiful place to look at the city. And by mistake, the elevator stops on our floor, on the 6th floor. The elevator opens, and it's me and Michelle Obama, like, playing ping pong or something. And then the elevator's like, what? And as soon as someone recognizes it, goes like, is that Michelle? The door closes. And then you hear people screaming on the way out, like, oh my God, we just saw Michelle Obama! Like, and so, or they got up and they see me and they go, hi, and they go, oh, hi, Jimmy. And, they don't really care about me. And I go, I'm just sorry, I'm waiting for somebody. Never mind, we'll take the next elevator. And as the door's closing, Michelle Obama's like, do you want to take it? And they go, wah! And they're trying to press the button to stop it. And we did that, probably did 10 different bits, and she didn't want it to end. She was like, this is so much fun. What else can we do? We jump roped. We did a double dutch. We kept adding new things, and it was so much fun. It was great.
That's amazing, and I think it's such a testament to you, really, at the end of the day, because you're so positive and you bring some people so much joy. But who brings you joy? Who inspires you?
I think anyone who's positive and who is creating something, putting positive stuff out in the world, and creating change and being happy. That makes me happy. I mean, I think this year especially, one of the big things we did was we took the show to Puerto Rico. Whew, dude, that was a real emotional. That was a game changer for me, because the people are so appreciative that we even remembered who they are. Mm. It's bizarre what's happening in Puerto Rico. And so we went down there because I was inspired. Lin-Manuel Miranda was taking Hamilton. I go, if you could take this Broadway production, we could do one episode from Puerto Rico. And we did, and it was unbelievable how grateful they were to have us there. And people were crying, hugging me, like, come on in, get a drink, or offering me food. It was just, and it was a great kind of commercial for Puerto Rico to show everybody that it's open, and it's open for business. It is back. It's ready. It's not like they're ready to go. And so I kind of just wanted to do like a love letter and remind everybody that even if you don't want to give to different organizations, you can just go on vacation in Puerto Rico. That is just as good. It helps their economy, and it helps you. It's a great vacation. It is paradise. I wouldn't do the zip line if I were you, but hey, no one's perfect. But I did it. I did it for the show because you gotta make good TV, right? I hated that thing, man, so much. Oh, I couldn't wait for that thing to be over. I had the absolute worst time on that thing, and I went on with Tariq Trotter from the Roots, so he went on with me. He loved it. He says it's his favorite thing ever, and I'm going on it, and you're kind of like Iron Man out, like so you're laying forward over all these trees, and you're hundreds of feet, and it's the longest in the world, or second longest. I think there's one in Dubai that's longer, but why? I don't know why people need this rush of energy. But whatever. I mean, aren't video games enough? I mean, what? So I'm going down this thing, and the air is going, and my jowls are flapping, and I'm like, ugh. And I finally get to the end of this thing, and this platform, and I go, great, let's go. Good TV. Let's wrap it up, man. I want to get out of here. And the guy goes, well, we got to take one more zip line to your car. I go, oh no. No. I just took the zip line. That's my zip line. I'm zip lined out, man. You're Mr. Zipline. I don't do any of this stuff. He's like, I go, what are my options? He goes, there are no options. We're in the middle of the jungle, dude. You got to zip line to your car. So I go, Jesus. So it's a different zip line. This one you're sitting in like kind of a thing where your legs are up like this, and it's like a little harness. So he goes, so whatever you do not touch the wire, because the wire will burn your face. I go, again, this is what people do for fun. Yeah, it's burn. I go, I'm not gonna touch the wire. He goes, no, really, it'll burn through your glove, burn your face. I go, great. I'm not touching anything, dude. Just put me on this thing and push me down. He goes, but also you have to steer. You have to steer. I go, don't make me do. I don't know. He goes, you don't want to be turning on the zip. I go, so it's like some carabiner thing. So I go, all right, I don't know what to do. I go, so have Tariq go first. So Tariq goes down first and goes into the abyss, and then silence. And I'm like, oh, well, he's dead. But I'll figure that out later. So I go, all right, so my turn to go. So I go on the thing. Immediately I start turning. I'm trying to turn back. That's kind of fighting. It's really hard, dude. I'm like freaking out, turning, and I kind of see the platform where it's supposed to end, the end of all of it, and I start slowing down. And people are pointing at the wire. The wire. I go, I'm not touching the wire. They go, the wire, you touch the wire. I go, you want me to touch the wire? What's happening? Dude, the guy's like, so I come to a complete stop 30 feet from the platform. And I start going backwards, back up the mountain. Like, what? Some dude with a hard hat hops on, and he starts shimmying out on the wire over to me. And he goes, wrap your legs around me. I go, oh, gosh. So I wrap my legs around him, and then he wraps his legs around me, and it's just embarrassing. And he kind of scissors me to safety. And that was my zip line experience. And Tariq was laughing the whole time. He didn't have any. That didn't happen to him at all. It's my luck. And the cameras weren't rolling on that part, which I wish they were. But I'm kind of happy they weren't.
It's too bad. I think a lot of people.
Yeah. Anyway, go to Puerto Rico. It's a lot of fun.
I think a lot of people in West Hollywood would like to see that. Now that you're here in town.
Yeah.
Can we talk about one other fun moment from the show?
Yeah.
The Maisie Williams moment.
Oh yeah. I hated that too. I hated that moment as well. I know there's. I'm sorry about moments I hate, but I mean I loved it, but she's such a good actor that I hated that moment. We had Maisie Williams on the show, and it was April Fool's Day, and so we had this idea where she by mistake slips a spoiler to Game of Thrones. So you could just imagine how people are gonna freak for that, like. And then at the end we'll come out and go, April Fools, and we'll laugh, and that's good. She's such a good actor that we were joking, talking. I go, well, can't you give me a spoiler or something? She goes, yeah, well, I mean, I can't tell you anything. I mean, but it was sad for me because my character dies early on, and it's just as silent as it is here. And you heard like somebody like in the audience. She's like, we're not live, are we? I go, no, what's going on? It's all good. Let's just change the subject. She's like, oh my God. Like really, and really put on the best acting performance. And she starts shaking. She's like, I go, let's talk about something else. So the last episode must have been emotion. She goes, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. And she gets up and she walks out. And the audience is like freaking out. And I'm like, not that good of an actor. So like, I don't do this. I'm exhausted from acting. This is the best acting I've ever done in my lifetime. Have you seen Taxi? I mean, gosh. So she leaves. I run out to the thing and I get her, and then she pokes her head in and she goes, April Fools! And I was like, I'm so happy that's over with. That was the most draining thing. I couldn't even imagine how actors act, because that was just that was a 10-second scene for me. It was exhausting, and God, it blew up on the internet, and I'm just happy we did it because I'll never do it again.
Well, listen, thank you so much for being here. We got to let you
Please.
go enjoy Los Angeles, but
Show me around, let's go.
You know what? Actually, the surprise is we're going to take a zip line to Mar Vista.
Oh my God.
And smoke a cigarette.
Oh my God, no.
So
You're taking me back.
Stay tuned for part 2.
Oh my gosh. If there is a part 2, oh no.
The scissoring is going to be optional. But thank you, Jimmy Fallon, so much for being here. And
thank you, bud.
yes, and I hope this is the best interview you've ever done.
This is the best interview I've ever done. Thank you. Thank you for not leaving me hanging. Too,
Yeah.
for a second, I'm like, uh-oh. That happens to me a lot, but you didn't.
And stay tuned for more news and reviews on thr.com.